Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining us again for another video. We're finally getting into the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. If you didn't watch Solo last time, I had my patrons vote on what they wanted us to watch next, either the sequel trilogy or the Clone Wars series, and they actually voted for the sequel trilogy, which came as a surprise to both Jen and me. The logic that I saw a couple of my patrons give was that we could knock out the sequels in a couple of weeks, whereas Clone Wars might be more of a time consumer. So that's why they elected to do it this way. Last episode we watched Solo. We both kind of enjoyed it. It was one of those that was, it was kind of all right. As y'all know, this is where Disney kind of gets involved. A lot of subscribers have actually told me not to even bother watching this, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm a completionist, and I actually like these movies. There's a lot I don't like, but we'll get into all of that. I'm not gonna say anything to Jen about any controversy or any issues. I wanna see if those will kind of come up naturally, organically, and how much of the criticism and issues that people have are just because they're salty fans. I don't know. I'm gonna give my pros and my cons because there's a lot I do and a lot I don't like, especially when we get to, which episode. So we're gonna talk about that, but I want it to be completely unfiltered for Jen. I want just straight up opinion without any influence from commenters or anything like that. So that's what I'm looking to do with this. That being said, Jen, are you looking forward to getting into episode 7?
Okay, so you guys, I'm super excited about this one because when we were at Disney, I saw Kylo Ren. Is that his name? To me, he looked a lot like Darth Vader as far as like the getup and the wardrobe. Well, really, it was just the color of the wardrobe, but still. So I'm really excited to see this movie because we have a new villain, which I always get excited about. So I'm excited to see what the story's about, to see some new characters. So we'll see.
Timeline wise, this is after everything we've watched so far. This is even after The Mandalorian. So this is in the future.
Wait, what?
So the prequels have already happened. Anakin has turned into Darth Vader. The stuff with Luke has happened. Darth Vader became good again. Darth Vader took Palpatine, threw him down that shaft, blew up.
So this is in the future.
Yes, this is even after Mandalorian. So
Okay,
a good bit of time.
that. I feel like that's an easy timeline to follow.
Yep. So after everything in Star Wars has already happened at this point, and now we're continuing on. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Episode 7, Star Wars. This is J.J. Abrams that directed this. It's the first Star Wars movie in something like 10 years. The last one up to this point.
J.J. Abrams did Fringe, which is an amazing show.
Right. So the last Star Wars movie that was made prior to this was Episode 3, which was made about 10-ish years prior to this. 10 years Star Wars fans were waiting for a movie, and this is what we're presented with. I'm not saying that in a bad context necessarily, but this is what we're getting into.
You're saying it's crap.
No.
That's what people say when it's crap.
I don't think it's crap, I'll put it that way. But there's some stuff that they did that they played it safe in a couple of areas, and I want to get to that at the end. I don't think it's crap, personally.
Okay.
Okay?
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Never gets old. I love it so much. Yes! Now we're getting back into the swing of things.
I missed that little intro.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've seen it. I love Star Wars so much.
Me too. I'm so happy you showed me.
I saw this in theaters and I brought a lightsaber with me.
Of course you did. Doesn't matter how many there are. They're all useless.
So they look a little different. These are First Order troopers. The Empire was destroyed.
I'm sure they're just as useless though. BB-8?
BB-8, yep.
Oh.
The General's been after this for a long time.
But the General, to me, she's royalty.
I've noticed a lot of these stormtroopers shoot without aiming.
They were hitting a couple people there.
Yeah, but they're just like...
It's like firing down here.
Yeah. Oh no, not the fish.
You take this. It's safer with you than it is with me. You get as far away from here as you can. I'll come back for you.
I think they're showing the humanity side of them a little bit.
The map to Skywalker. We know you found it.
Sir, the villagers.
Kill them all.
Dark side is so cool.
I mean, you have to admit the getup is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Stop it.
Did you see that guy with his family?
Stop it.
Submit your blaster for inspection.
Yes, Captain.
That looks so much fun.
I know.
It's like sledding, but on sand.
Sanding. It's pretty cool.
1/4 portion.
Where do you come from? Don't follow me. Town is that way.
It's in a droid.
I'll pay for him. 60 portions.
Sorry, buddy. You're going with him now.
Oh.
The droids are not for sale.
This is a rescue. I'm helping you escape. Can you fly a TIE fighter?
Stop that fighter.
Stop that part. They're so serious.
Oh!
So Kylo Ren is not at the top of the food chain. There's someone above him.
Well, yeah, just like Darth Vader answered to the Emperor. Gosh.
With the Resistance, yeah. I am with the Resistance. Apparently he has a map that leads to Luke Skywalker, and everyone's after it. I thought he was a myth.
What are you doing?
Come on!
Stop taking my hand!
What about that ship?
That one's garbage! The garbage will do!
Try sitting in this thing.
The droid stole a freighter.
It had help.
Anything else?
The two were accompanied by a girl.
What girl?
The one I'm pointing to. No. No.
Literally me.
No. If we don't patch this up, the propulsion tank will...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're Han Solo.
Yeah. That's nice.
Put the door!
That was lucky.
If Skywalker returns, the new Jedi will rise.
Han Solo's his father?
Mm-hmm.
Leia gets around a little bit.
Leia's only been with Han. And Luke for a brief period there.
He was training a new generation of Jedi.
The Jedi were real.
I used to wonder about that myself. A magical power holding together good and evil, the dark side and the light. Crazy thing is, it's true. All of it.
So Kylo Ren is the child of Han Solo and Leia.
And if he was the child of Han Solo and Leia, it would be Luke's nephew, and Darth Vader would be his grandfather.
I'm a big deal in the Resistance.
Listen, big deal. You got another problem. Women always figure out the truth.
I feel it again. The pull to the light. Show me again. The power of the darkness. Show me, grandfather.
This is such a soap opera.
What about BB-8? We're not done yet. We have to get him back to your base. You can't just go. I won't let you.
I'm not who you think I am.
Finn, what are you talking about?
I'm not Resistance. Take care of yourself. Please.
Go!
That lightsaber was Luke's. It calls to you.
The New Republic lies to the galaxy!
Transfer to manual control.
Very Nazi-esque.
Yeah.
There you go. You just committed your first murder. Oh, second murder. That guy wasn't even looking. God.
I like this thing.
Man, you're not really trained with that thing. Oh. God.
Go straight at him. Don't let these thugs scare you.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, she knows that's a losing battle.
Where is it? We have what we need.
Oh no. I know. How's he gonna find a date now? Oh.
We're desperate for anything you can tell us.
That's where my friend was taken.
It's R2-D2.
There's still light in him, I know it.
Adam Driver.
You know I can take whatever I want.
Excuse me?
And Han Solo, you feel like he's the father you never had. He would have disappointed you.
Get out of my head.
No means no.
Problem, Kylo?
That you will never be as strong as Darth Vader.
Resisted you.
She is strong with the Force.
You will remove these restraints and leave this cell with the door open.
What the hell did you just say to me?
What did you say?
You will remove these restraints and leave this cell with the door open. And you'll drop your weapon?
And I'll drop my weapon.
That's right.
This was the Death Star. And this is Starkiller Base.
Oh. They're so precious.
If you see our son, bring him home.
And how do you know how to disable the shields?
I don't. We'll use the Force.
That's not how the Force works.
Yeah.
My friend's got a bag full of explosives. Let's use them.
Crap always happens in Star Wars on catwalks.
Take the top. I'll go down below. Detonator.
Aww.
Ben!
Oh, his name is Ben?
Han Solo. I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Why don't they have guardrails?
They never have guardrails. There's guardrails there.
My son is alive.
No.
You know it's true.
Maybe you should try speaking from the heart a little bit. Like, I love you.
I'll give him a second.
We miss you.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Will you help me?
Yes. Anything.
Oh god, he's gonna throw him off or something. Oh my god!
Oh, she felt it. Ooh, good shot, Chewie.
We're not done yet.
Could have cleaned up a little bit.
A little rough. He sprinted over there, that's why it's so sweaty. What are you gonna do, man?
I feel like Rey should have been fighting him.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Oh, I like that. Oh, yeah, you betcha.
You need a teacher! I could show you the ways of the Force!
That's right, Rey. The Force. Ooh.
Leave the base at once and come to me with Kylo Ren.
Heard you guys could use a little bit of a lift. Yeah. Oh, you betcha.
Oh, yeah, you betcha.
Aww. R2 missed the whole movie.
The map, it is complete.
Luke.
Alright, let's get going.
We'll see each other again.
May the Force be with you.
And with your spirit. Oh, look at Rey.
It's like, I'll chill back here. He was just, like, hanging out there?
Yep.
You stink. So he was just, like, so traumatized from what happened with Anakin?
Well, they tried to explain that he tried starting a Jedi academy or Jedi school. Some things went wrong, and then that sent him into like a depression, and he just sort of gave up after that. And he was hiding.
Well, I heard them say that like he felt like it was his fault.
Yeah, that all those, that everything happened. I don't want to give away anything. That's why I'm being kind of cryptic.
So what? He just like hung out there for years, like wallowing and.
But we found him now, so.
I'd be so mad.
Yeah, just wait. All right, just finished watching The Force Awakens. Some good thoughts, some bad thoughts. I want to talk about a couple things. What did you think about it?
First part of the movie, I thought that Han Solo was going to be such a huge part. And I guess to a certain extent he was, but towards the end he really wasn't. I mean, Rey pretty much finished up the movie. With her, quite opposite. I thought that she, in the beginning was just going to be like a minor part, nothing really special with her, but she ended up being a very, very important part. The dynamic between her and Han Solo, it's almost a father-daughter relationship, which is ironic because Kylo Ren is his son. Star Wars has a lot of messed up relationships, I have to say. Kylo Ren, I loved his character. He was not as put together as Darth Vader, I felt like. He was just kind of all over the place, but I really enjoyed his dynamic. I thought everything looked really, really good. Of course, they had R2-D2, which I was really excited to see. And the Tin Man was there. And then they had the new character of
BB-8.
BB-8. He was so adorable. I loved it. The familiar faces came back, but they also had some new ones like Rey and BB-8, which I really enjoyed. I just thought it was a really well done, which I'm very surprised because, when was the first Star Wars? Okay, 78, and then I would expect with that amount of time, it would not be as good as it is. But they really found a way to lengthen the storyline, but not make it boring. I'm anxious to find out if this was indeed the end of Kylo Ren. He lived, well, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he got up and he had that scar on his face.
Well, he did, but last thing I saw was the entire, surface area, explode.
Yeah, good point.
So I assumed that he died, but I guess not. So I'm assuming he's going to be in the next movie, which I'm really anxious to see what happens with his character.
I feel like it would have kind of sucked if they just killed off Kylo Ren off screen. I think I said he was in all 7, 8, 9. Anyway.
You didn't.
I did, actually. I
You didn't, but thank you for letting me know now.
I could play it back.
No. What movie does he show up in?
He's in episode 7, 8, and 9. There's like a politics of Star Wars when all these trilogies and stuff comes out. In the sense that prior to this, the prequels was the most recent thing. And at the time, people didn't really like the prequels. The prequels was considered like a down step to Star Wars fandom. 20 years, or 15, 20 years later, they're kind of more well received now. When we watch them, I've said how much I love Revenge of the Sith. I think it's one of the best Star Wars movies ever. So
that was my favorite.
Yeah. So, but at the time, especially with episode 1, episode 2, fans weren't really happy with that. And so when this one came out, fans were kind of at a lull a little bit. Revenge of the Sith, people liked it, but it wasn't...
People didn't think that was the best one?
No, not even close, especially at the time.
Oh my God.
As time has gone by, people have softened up with the prequels, even preferring them in some cases. When they did this one, kind of like you said, they didn't want to go too far beyond kind of what the original trilogy started. That's why this one feels a little bit different than the prequels. But the prequels felt almost more futuristic, and they were a little bit more silly with Jar Jar and the Gungans and all that. Yeah. This one, they tried to take a step back. A noticeable example is the lightsaber fight. So in the prequels, you have these very elegant lightsaber battles, like on Mustafar with Anakin and Obi-Wan, and these grand battles. But in the original trilogy, they were very weighted type of fighting, and they went kind of back to that style in this with Kylo and Rey when they're fighting, and they're very just kind of hacking away a little bit. They wanted to introduce the new characters, the Rey, Finn, Kylo, this new little trio, this new little group, but they couldn't just do away with the original cast really and have it be accepted. So they kind of introduced Han Solo, they show him there. He's a big part of it, but then they kind of kill him off to give closure for the original fans while also moving forward.
When they introduce new characters and stuff like that, or new storylines, I never really like them as much. That's why I never really seem to like sequels or normally, but that's why I appreciate this movie so much, because they introduced the characters in a way where I was still able to follow the storyline, and it didn't feel like it was venturing off into this whole other world and they're basically starting at square one again. There was familiarity there, and they just didn't push the boundaries. They didn't try to make it into this whole other storyline. So I really, really appreciate this because, and it also felt very natural too. It did not feel like, okay, here's this new character. They slowly introduced it, and it was plausible too.
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate this movie for doing that. I thought it was very well done.
A couple of criticism that this movie was a little too close to A New Hope, to the original Star Wars movie, in that they're outnumbered. There's this giant, bigger Death Star. They have to go in and destroy it. They end up destroying it. They go home. Very much like A New Hope. However, when this movie first came out, it was very, very well received. People really liked it. It didn't stray too far from the source material. Some people didn't like that. It was a little too close, as a matter of fact. Very well received. A year later, Rogue One comes out. Fairly well received. People really liked it. So now Star Wars is starting to pick up steam again. And then Episode 8 comes out, which is The Last Jedi. Has I don't want to say the most controversy of any Star Wars movie, but it divided the fandom, and we've been kind of on a downward trek ever since. So that's going to be the next one we're going to watch, is The Last Jedi, Episode 8. And I don't want to tell you why there's controversy around it or why people had issue with it, but we're going to go in fresh and just talk about it. Because when I first saw it in theaters, there was a lot I liked, and I'll leave it at that, and we'll talk about it when we get to it. At the time, a couple of questions that this movie leaves in true J.J. Abrams fashion. Who are Rey's parents? Because they never really addressed that. It's just, she was abandoned, we don't really know.
Oh my God, she's a sibling of one of these main characters, isn't she?
Well, we'll see. Some of the conspiracy theories at the time was that, is she Han and Leia's daughter? Could she possibly, wait a minute, could she possibly be Ben's sister? She definitely had that father-daughter relationship with Han Solo. Could it have been Obi-Wan's daughter? Because in her little vision thing, she heard Obi-Wan's voice. There were a lot of fan theories at the time. The other thing, what is going to happen with Luke? Because last we see, Rey is giving Luke the lightsaber, and then it ends. What's going to happen? So that's where we're left off, left with 2 years of wondering these questions on top of other things, and then The Last Jedi happens, and we'll get into that. What do you think? Any thoughts, any conspiracies of your own?
All I know is some of these people need therapy, okay? Some of these people need to go on the Mari show, because I do not understand, especially with Kylo Ren. He's the son of Leia and Han Solo. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you have Darth Vader. Like, I don't understand, like, how this all works out. So I am sure that Rey is somebody's child. They're a sibling to, like, Kylo Ren, or somehow a sibling to Darth Vader. I don't know, but I'm sure she's somehow intertwined with that family dynamic.
I will let you think about it until we watch The Last Jedi. I'm looking forward to watching The Last Jedi. There was a lot I really liked about it. And some things that really didn't like all that much, but we'll get into all that. So that's next time, and we'll hear Jen's updated theories on who's Rey's parents and what's going to happen with Luke. Make sure you subscribe if you want to be notified of when we do The Last Jedi. Like this video if you enjoyed it. It really helps out my channel. Comment down below letting us know what you think of our thoughts of Episode 7 and what you think we're going to think going into Episode 8 and 9. Also consider joining me on Patreon. It's a great way to get early access to select videos like this one. Also helps support me as an independent content creator. As always, we appreciate you watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care.